Hello everyone, and yeah, welcome for this run of Colin McRae Rally 2.0, game released in 2000, around the rally driver sharing the same name. Um, and yeah, this is gonna be championship novice, so the easiest difficulty and also the shortest championship we can do. With standard cars, so without the cars we can unlock, only the default ones you get when you first boot the game. So yeah, I think that's everything we need to know to start. So do we wait for 700 to? Okay.
Where's the button?
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So we start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go! Okay, so I'm Sliven here. I'm with a commentator of the run. So this game came out in 2000, as he mentioned, for PC, for PS1. And they're pretty much the same version, but the PS1 doesn't cannot be done with some of the tricks that we do on PC. So PC is the fastest version because of loading times as well. And first we kick off with Finland, which is around 70% gravel and 30% mud. But overall, it's not such a very hard rally in general. There are not very big tricks in Finland. But I would say it's a bit of a technical rally because you have a lot of jumps.
Yeah, you need to anticipate the corners a lot because they're pretty fast, and on gravel the car doesn't have that much grip. So you kind of need to turn in really early, otherwise you might understeer into the trees.
And also I should mention, the incentive for this run has been met,
Yes.
which is a specific co-driver voice lines. And if you guys have watched some YouTube memes, there's one video of an Indian co-driver and he's saying, Samir, Samir, you're breaking the car all the time. It's kind of famous. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but yeah, I can hear the co-driver. It's pretty funny.
So as you can see, we got the first cut of the run. There's gonna be a lot of cuts like that, where you just cut a few corners through the grass or through the sand or through the trees. There's gonna be some bigger ones though later in the run that are like straight up out of bounds. Not on Finland though. Finland will only be about smaller cuts like that that are still in bounds.
Yeah,
We have
nothing
another
major
one
in Finland,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, no, there's technically one in the beginning of this stage, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's heavily
risky.
marathon unsafe.
Yeah.
It's 25 seconds, but it's really risky and very difficult to pull off, and there's no backup if you fail. So.
Yeah, I think only the world record holder, shoutouts to Matic, the world record holder, he's the only one who has a PB currently
Yeah,
with that strat.
yeah. There used to be other runners with PB with the skip, but they all improved without the skip after, just because of how many runs you lose from going for it. So just by getting more attempts and more run-ins, they could overcome the. Let's say.
Over crash jump. Concentrate, Samir.
So yeah, I suppose the rallies were put in order of difficulty. There's gonna be 8 rallies in total, and
Yep.
for novice it's 4 stages per rally. But if we were doing intermediate, it would be 8, and if we were doing expert, it would be 10. So yeah, expert would be like over 3 hours. So this is also why novice is the most popular category. And the other difference is that
Bit of a hit there.
yeah,
All good.
yeah, all good. We're still flying halfway ship.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't seem like I damaged the car at least.
No.
Because yeah, this game has damage, not only visual, but also mechanical damage. The most noticeable is the gearbox. When it gets damaged, your shift ups and downs are becoming really slow. And if it gets really damaged, it even starts ignoring some of your inputs of gearing up and down.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you can also like damage pretty much every part of the car. Like it's pretty impressive.
But yeah, also I should mention that the game allows you to repair every 2 stages, right? Every 2 stages. So you cannot repair on after every.
Yeah, but since it costs time RTA, we try to avoid it.
Yep.
Thankfully, the gearbox is the first option in the menu.
To repair.
So if you want to repair gearbox, it's only one A press. So it's only like a few frames to repair gearbox. So I will take gearbox a few times during the run, especially because some of the out of bounds might require to hurt the car a bit.
Yeah, after Finland, we'll be seeing some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, right after Finland actually.
Yeah, right after Finland, yeah.
So yes, this is the menu where you can repair, but here we don't check the weather, we don't repair the car, no nothing. Since the run is RTA, RTA is the timing method, so we just wanna clear this menu as fast as possible. Yeah, if you want to repair, it's like you have 1 hour of in-game time. It's like it's your resource on how much you can repair, and each repair like takes a set amount of minutes depending on how damaged it is. Which, like, yeah, sometimes if your car is really damaged, it would force you on the casual playthrough to like choose like having to pick between if you wouldn't have time to repair everything.
And yeah, I should mention that the Seat Cordoba is a car choice. It's not random. It actually is the fastest car of choice.
Yeah.
If some people are wondering, because I think when I was little, I never chose the Seat. But yeah, actually, in this category, the Seat is the fastest choice.
Yeah. For standard cars, it's the fastest car. It has 15 more horsepower than all the other cars in the game, even though it's not what it tells you in the game files. It has 15.
It's always like that with old games.
It has 15 more HP than the others. There are some bonus cars faster, but they're not allowed in this category. So as far as like the standard cars are pretty much like the car of the 2000 season. So the Subaru, the Focus, the Seat, the Corolla, the Evo, the Lancer Evo, and the Peugeot 206.
And then you have the Group B cars, which are even faster.
That's for bonus cars, which is
the Peugeot 205 is absolutely the fastest car in the game. Which has its own separate category.
Which is a bonus cars. And yeah, I mean, the balance, I would say, between the standard cars is not that bad though. If I was picking like one of the other cars, I would lose like a minute probably over the whole run. Which is like better balance than many other racing games. So this stage is just the first stage reversed. It's not the case with every stage 4, but it's a recurring pattern to have like a shorter stage 3 and sometimes a reverse stage 1 as a stage 4.
Yeah, as you can see, those are pretty much the cuts in Finland where you just go off-road and just straight up cut the road.
There's only one at the start that was not worth it on 4 that we did on 1, and the other way around. There's a cut later that we didn't do on stage 1 that is worth it on stage 4. There's a couple of corners for Finland. And yeah, my guess is they sorted the rallies by order of difficulty, and that's why Finland is first, because if you look at like the rally WRC calendar of the season, it doesn't match at all.
Yeah.
Because like Finland is supposed to happen during the summer.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sweden happens in January to be on snow, and it's the 4th rally in the run.
Yeah, we're gonna have Sweden representing USA.
And it's actually a big run killer in this game, the Swedish rally.
There will be one section where it will be very interesting.
Yeah.
And clonk.
Yeah, and clonk. We are through...
we're through Finland, yeah, that was Finland. And now we're gonna start with Greece, and yeah, we're gonna start with showing actually probably the biggest out of bounds.
Yeah, one of the biggest.
It saves a lot of time over 1 minute, I think.
Yeah. It's the most broken rally in the game with Greece. We have
and
like
we immediately start with...
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Going through you. But yeah, this is the biggest out of bounds. He just immediately goes straight out of bounds straight away. And he just cuts through off-road sections here, and he'll be coming into a section now that we need to pray because...
Yeah. It's a narrow window to not get respawned.
Yeah.
I will drop down into the wall of trees.
Yeah.
It's a pretty narrow window, so hopefully I will...
He doesn't need to flip the car.
Yeah, and then I need to not flip the car.
After these trees here. Come on. Dory, man.
Okay, the first part is good. It's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over, yeah. Yeah, he can still flip here on the second part. Let's see.
Okay,
Nice, good.
Yeah, now it's safe. The last part of the cut is pretty straightforward. And yeah, this cut as a whole saves like 1 minute 20, 1 minute and a half
Yep.
around that range. And yeah, if you fail it, you cannot try your chance again. Or I mean, you would have to restart the stage.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big time loss.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you need to finish.
And as I mentioned at the beginning, for example, this out of bounds cannot be done on the PS1 version.
This out of bounds cannot be done in the PS1.
Because the platform cannot render that much distance.
Yeah, yeah.
And here he can get a random 5-second faster finish. Let's see if he gets it.
Oh, I didn't get it. Yeah, sometimes when you get respawn, you instantly trigger the finish for some reason. But
even though he's not on top of the
yeah. Which is not really known why. I only got it a few times. Matic got it a few times as well, but we don't really know how to replicate it consistently. So yeah, stage 2. So that was the biggest cut, but there's like out of bounds respawn cuts in every stage of Greece.
Of Greece, yeah.
It's a really broken rally.
It's the most broken rally.
Yeah. So yeah, Greece is fully gravel.
Yep, it's fully gravel, yeah. There's no tarmac or asphalt or anything yet.
Yeah, and it's tighter corners than Finland, and narrower road as well.
Yeah, it's definitely harder than Finland. Even if you like drive it normally without the bounce, it's still way harder,
Yeah, and the out of bounds make it technically the second part where we can reset the run, because you can get rain on Finland. We didn't get it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
This game has dynamic weather.
Yeah.
And on Finland you have a chance to get rain, and since it's the first rally in the game, usually if we get rain, it's instant reset.
Exactly.
For PB attempts, at least. On Greece, though, you cannot get rain. Actually, the only two possible weather are sunny and dry.
Yeah, and if we have enough time, he can actually show a really funny, funny glitch with Greece.
Yeah, the glitch is actually due to the fact that it's the only rally with two weather options instead of three.
Every other rally has free weather options. Yeah. We should be coming towards the reset point here, right?
Yeah. It's over there.
Let's see.
So we will need to slalom around these bushes because they are solid. And then hopefully I will get the right respawn.
Rage.
Okay, that's the right one.
Nice.
Because if you're not in the right position there, you will get respawn further back and you will lose like around 10 seconds. Like if you... What? If you get the wrong respawn, I think it's even slower than driving the normal way. Meanwhile, if you get it right, it's like a bit less than 10 seconds sometimes here.
I love how like it seems like it's a bit of like tarmac-ish color, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Still gravel. Yeah.
Still gravel, yeah. So far Greece is pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, so far pretty nice. You're finishing at 12:20.
Yeah. I mean, I got that spin on Finland that
true.
a bit of time, but other than that, it's going pretty.
As long as you're getting the out of bounds consistently.
Yeah. We would be, if I get all of that, we would be well underestimate. So here we're gonna climb that hill to cut like a full corner.
Yep. And, the first checkpoint.
Yeah. And then there's gonna be a bigger cut here. Go over that hill, and then we're gonna go out of bounds again for a respawn. Okay, this bush, the bushes they all look the same, but some are solid and some are not. So you kinda have to know.
Yeah, they're. Let's see.
Oh, I got the wrong respawn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, normally you get respawn here.
Here, yes.
So yeah, bad respawn, but I think it's still faster than driving the normal way.
At least you don't lose a lot of time.
Yeah. For this one, it's less costly than the previous one.
Yeah, there is...
Maybe I was too far left in the downhill. Probably what happened.
There are a couple of bushes in the game where they're like super small, but they have a hitbox of a concrete wall.
Yeah. There's like in Sweden.
In Sweden, there's a couple, yeah.
We'll try to point it out when we get there. So yes, as in most rallies, stage 3 is
the shortest.
Is the shortest.
Yeah.
30 over a minute.
And boom. Shut up. I know what I'm doing, shut up.
Don't tell me how to
Thank you
drive.
so much again, guys, for meeting
Yeah.
the incentive. It's really
Yeah, thank you guys for meeting that incentive.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
We were surprised because yesterday, before we went to bed, it was only halfway through.
Yeah.
And we woke up, we see it's met, so that's great. Thank you.
So yeah, stage 4, which is pretty long and pretty broken. We have two respawn out of bounds. There's technically a third one, but we're not gonna go for it because there's no known way of doing it consistently. It's literally like driving into the forest and pray to get the right respawn without knowing how or why, so we won't go for that last one. But there's still two of them alongside the other smaller cuts. So the first one is coming up here. So this one is pretty easy.
Oh. Oh. Should be good.
Yeah. So not going too far, otherwise it will respawn me too far. Yeah, perfect.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna go up there.
Oh.
It's okay. Okay, fine. And this one can be a bit tricky because we need to trigger the check.
Let's see.
Okay, now.
Oh, nice, nice.
Normally you don't have to go to a complete stop, but yeah, your cue that you got it is a checkpoint, like the green box of the checkpoint. If you don't get it when you get respawn, you will get the wrong respawn and you will be respawned much further back. Actually, like it's at least 10 seconds time lost to get the wrong respawn there.
Is it worth it even at that point?
No, it's
Oh.
lower than driving the normal way to do a wrong respawn.
It's interesting how I have seen that there's also a pattern that the last stages of each country have like a sunset type of vibe to
Yeah.
them, kinda.
Yeah, and in some cases the time of the day can vary depending of the weather you get as well. Like if you get in rallies we can get like cloudy or sunny weather. Sometimes you have like sunrise or sunset if it's sunny, but not if you got clouds before. It's pretty strange. Or if you got rain.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will not see rain until Italy, which is the second to last rally in the game, at least for Novice. All the other rally will let us in peace with weather.
Oh no, we're Sweden.
Yeah, because like in France, which is the next rally, you can get rain, but in Novice it never appears. You can get it though in intermediate or expert, or if you put it manually in quick race. Like single stage or single rally mode.
And that's the normal one, and here are where we get introduced to the other mechanic of the game. After completing every second rally, we get introduced to super stage, and there's an interesting strat that is done here. The runners instantly turn around, and they try to, because everybody does two circles.
Yeah, and it's a parallel track.
You meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And the strat here is like to interact with the other racer when he comes back at the same point. And that instantly, is it DNF?
Disqualify, yeah.
Disqualify. And you have a penalty. Let's see. Oh, he missed it. You should get it.
Yeah, now I got it.
And that gives you a penalty, so you have to be careful.
Yeah, in Kenya it can be an issue because in game time you get a 3 minutes penalty from getting disqualified by hitting the eye like that. But since RTA is a preferred method, it is worth it to go for it. But yeah, this penalty is also the reason why in game time is not that relevant anymore for this game. Yeah.
And now you're on home ground.
Yeah. On France, which it happened in Corsica, mimicking the Tour of Corsica. Because the game allows the license for the cars, but it doesn't have the license for the championship. So you only have pretty much the country names, because that's obviously not under license. But like you don't have the names Tour of Corsica, you don't have the actual name of the rally. You only have the countries, and it only tries to mimic them. Even for the stage names, it just put like random town names of the countries that are like completely unrelated to where the game points them on the map or anything like that. So.
Yeah, it's interesting that France is opposite of Greece, where it's 100% tarmac asphalt. There's no gravel, no mud or anything. And as he mentioned, there's no rain at all. In Novice, at least.
Yeah.
And they also do, on certain countries, they do tuning of the gearbox, making it shorter or longer. And here it's -1 for obvious reasons. It's only tight corners. There are barely any long straight.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, on stage 1 specifically, you can go faster with normal gearbox, but it's worse to have it for the
For
other
the others, yeah.
stages. And it's still like not a big time save on this stage to get normal gearbox. Like probably like 1 second over the stage at most.
And France doesn't have any out of bounds. I think it does, but nobody does them because they're really,
Yeah.
really risky.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, but one of them is like does barely saves any time, and if you fail it, you lose the run. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty bad. And there's one that saves like quite a bit of time, but it has only been done in IL because like it's insanely difficult to set up.
Yeah. So most of the cuts he will do will be like just going for trees,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
minor cuts.
And
yeah.
even minor cuts, there's very few of them in
Yeah.
France.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
Most of it we drive the normal way, and it's one of the most challenging rallies driving wise. So yeah, even though there's no fancy glitches, I'm definitely not resting on this rally. It's pretty tough to drive because it's
Yeah.
really fast. The corners are quite blind,
It's really
and
tight.
yeah, and it's still like pretty twisty, and yeah, you can go a lot faster than what your instinct would tell you to go.
Actually, I really liked playing racing on France when I was little. I actually really like France.
Yeah, yeah, it's enjoyable
Because
to drive.
twisty and cornering,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty enjoyable.
But it's where you like, yeah, you can make one of the biggest difference on road driving compared
Yeah.
to like, yeah, between runners. This one in Italy, which is the other asphalt rally, it's really where you can make a big.
Italy is even worse, yeah.
Yeah, Italy is pretty much harder version of France. Concentrating a bit more on that rally because yeah, again it's with twister and and yeah, if you clip the grass also it's like a big grip loss, especially on the outside. So yeah, if you go off road, you will.
You have to be careful.
Yeah, yeah, you will have a hard time getting back on track, and especially like there's no walls, so
Yep. Yep.
you will quickly like if you make a mistake, you will quickly end up in the trees and like get massive damage and massive time loss.
Yep. We also should mention, I mean, should be kind of obvious, but he is playing on manual gearbox, which gives him a few advantages, and one of them being he's doing engine braking, which gives him a bit more grip on the corners.
Yeah, and also allowing to slow down more efficiently.
Yep.
And yes, that's however has one downside, that there's a bug on the super stages where for some reason the game will eat up a lot of your inputs for gearing, and it also like if you're in the menu, like in pause menu or after the race menu, it will also like eat up a lot of your inputs for like confirming or going back.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't know why this bug is there, but it's there. And it's only on PC, so if you play on
Yeah.
PS1, you don't have this issue.
Perfectly fine on PS1, yeah.
And that's whether it's on like keyboard or controller, it doesn't matter. That's why after a super stage, I mash with both keyboard and controller.
Yeah, to make sure that
Yeah,
less inputs get eaten.
Yeah. To increase my odds. Sometimes you can lose like up to 2 seconds just because you get through the menu slower. Yeah.
Going to jump in with a couple of donations.
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
Perfect time, yeah.
We have a $50 donation coming from Disturbed Freak with no message, but they have put their $50 towards the Legend of Zelda ALTTP randomizer. Right choice. And they've chosen Zelda, who is currently bringing up the rear with $92. SpongeBob SquarePants is in the lead with $672. And they've also contributed towards the Evil Mod Showcase in Lord of the Rings, the Third Age. We have had a $10 donation from Len Tocone, who says, "Good morning. I couldn't help but notice we're both enjoying the stream. I was wondering, would you like to donate together?" Just kidding. Unless. And that's gone towards the Pride Link choice for Legend of Zelda ALTTP randomizer and the Unreal Return to Napali no death clipping. And we've had a $40 donation come in from Pikaflu, who says, "What a great event for such an important cause. Keep up the great work and the amazing gaming." And they've picked up their Here Comes Plum event shirt, as well as chosen Sailor Mars for Bishoju Senshi Sailor Moon. I think I got there, as well as no death clipping for Unreal Return to Napali. We're just $95 away from the no death clipping incentive there. So keep your donations coming in, and back to you guys behind the wheel. Cousin, Pay attention, you're breaking the car, cousin. You're breaking the terrain.
Thank you very much for the
Yeah,
donation.
thank you very much, guys. Yeah, so stage 3, we have we have one minor cut here, a bit further down the road. Pretty tough stage as well. Very twisty, very blind. Oh, and yes, the corners are pretty tight. Okay, there is a small cut.
Yeah.
Big cut.
For France standards, yeah.
Yeah. On stage 4, it's a slightly bigger one. Yeah, for the super stage, yeah, we didn't have free time to explain it. Yeah, so you have like 2 parallel tracks, pretty much. Like you can start either from the right or from the left, and if you, when you complete the lap, you end up on the other side, pretty much.
Yep.
So by doing 2 laps, you do the full layout.
So you switch.
Yeah, and you switch side every lap you do. And yeah, the normal way normally would be to just drive 2 laps, one of each side. And you have an AI opponent on the other side, which is like a similar format to the Race of Champions, if you know that race. But yeah, it's just faster to turn around and hit the AI by driving in reverse, because then you drive like half a lap instead of 2 laps. The hitboxes though are extremely buggy for super stages. Sometimes the AI will go through you and you will not trigger the disqualification. Or sometimes you will trigger the disqualification like 10 meters away from the guy. It's really strange, and that's also something that is not an issue that is not on PS1. On PS1 the hitbox are very fine. I think the PS1 version got released a bit later, a few months later.
Maybe they had more time to fix bugs, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, like consoles are more optimized usually regarding bugs and stuff.
Yeah. Usually, you depends on the cases, but very often console version has less issues. Otherwise, yes, the experience is pretty much the same. The textures are slightly lower resolution on PS1. The HUD, I think, is slightly different as well. But gameplay-wise,
you can also have the analog HUD in PC version. Is it the same case in PS1?
Yeah, I think you do.
Oh, okay, you have the digital. Okay. Sorry, the analog. Sorry.
Yeah, and you can make it automatic so that depending on the car you use, you get digital or analog. Like if you use the Mini, for example, you would have analog HUD with like the needle instead of the ref bar. Oh, small incident. We are fine.
Attention.
Hit anything.
Keep attention, Samir. You're breaking the
not
car.
listening.
Cut. That's sharp right. But yeah, as we mentioned, super stages are every second rally.
Yeah,
so we will not have super stage on France, Yeah, those hairpins are always really tricky.
Yeah.
Especially the downhill ones.
Yeah, because downhill you get naturally more understeer.
A lot of inertia as well.
Yeah, you get more understeer, your braking is less efficient. Meanwhile, of course, in uphill corners it's the opposite. You can brake extremely late and you get a lot of grip on turning in. The small cut is coming in right here. Can be a bit tricky because there's a tree here.
This one on the left? Okay.
So I already hit it before.
I always love like that this is one of the PC games that you can play in split screen. Like when I was a child with friends, I would always play split screen.
Yeah, you can even play the championship in split screen.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
And that's the end of France. And now we are gonna fly all the way to Sweden.
Yeah, time for USA.
Yeah.
But winter.
Yeah. It's winter, yeah, because this rally happens in January. It's the only time we will see snow in Sweden. And we're so unlucky. We're getting snowy Sweden.
We get wet Sweden. Let's go.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's a meme because like you can either get it dry or with snowfall in Sweden, but it's only visual. It doesn't affect the grip. So unlike the rain on other rallies, so yeah, it's a meme to complain about having wet Sweden, even though it doesn't make a difference.
The worst one to get on and the least chance to be dry is the last one. It's on UK.
Yeah.
So it's like close to like 10% chance of being fully dry.
Yeah.
I think on
Yeah,
UK.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty realistic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
realistic.
accurate to the UK.
Yeah, pretty realistic.
And yeah, the two rallies where we can get rain, beside Finland, which was the first one, are the two last one in the run. So
Yeah, Italy and the UK, yeah.
So that always makes it quite hectic end of PB attempts. Many PBs got lost just from.
I remember you had one PB where you lost like half a minute, 40 seconds on UK.
Yeah, my current PB has wet UK on the first two stages. Which is, but it's unlikely. Like, I think there's few PBs on the board where it's fully dry UK. Because usually, yeah, the game smells when you're on pace. It will only it will only give you dry UK if you're 2 minutes
If
behind.
you're behind, yeah, that's classic speedrunning for you, yeah. Game is like, oh, you're on pace? Nah. Oh, you're behind? That's good.
So yeah, the first stage is not, but Sweden is quite a broken rally. That's not the case for the first stage, which is also the longest. It's almost 3 minutes. But it's pretty challenging, and it's actually the only game where I enjoy driving snow. Usually I hate snowy or ice surfaces in racing games, but this is the exception.
It's pretty enjoyable, yeah.
Yeah, this is enjoyable to drive. You can help yourself with the powder snow. I think there's one here on the inside, on the next corner. Like, since on snow your braking capabilities are pretty bad. But you have this powder snow on the inside, which slows down the car and it grips it a bit.
Braking.
Yeah, so you can use it to, like, you turn earlier than usual and brake a bit earlier than you should, but you help yourself with the powder snow.
Yep. We also get introduced to ice a bit later.
Yeah.
Stage 2 was it, right?
Yeah.
That's where the
biggest cut in.
biggest cut in
Sweden.
Yeah.
And a big run killer as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the game is sometimes not cooperative.
It's similar like to another racing game, Need for Speed Underground 2, where we discovered a lot of out-of-bounds as well. But the advantage there is you can manually reset.
Yeah.
But here you have to flip it yourself and pray that you reset in the right spot.
Yeah, it's either you get out of bounds where the game respawns you, or you need to flip the car. You cannot like manually reset
like
the
in
car.
Need for Speed,
yeah. And the small blink, I don't know if it's noticeable on stream, but if you saw that small blink before the start of the stage, it means it's gonna start snowing or raining in rallies with rain. In the middle of the stage. So that's a visual cue to immediately spot if you're gonna get rain or not, even if it's not raining
Not
yet.
visually, you cannot see it.
Yeah, it's a small visual bug. It's the early days of dynamic weather. So
And we should call it dynamic because it changes the weather on scripted spots.
Yeah, it's always on the same spot. Like here it's gonna start snowing. Every time you get dynamic weather on this stage, it will start snowing in the same spot.
It's as dynamic as it gets for 2000. So. Oh, here we go.
You might remember that ice lake where we're gonna skip through it.
Yep.
So
he needs to climb this cliff here, and he needs to land very close to the red and white stripes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Nice, good job. We have two more. We have two more.
But this one is normally the hardest.
Yeah.
Like the least cooperative.
Yep. I have seen runners fail it the most.
Yeah. So by going the other side, it loses a bit of time, but it makes it a lot easier to flip the car. Oh, am I too far? I might be too far.
Oh, you can go back.
Yeah, just go back. So every time you get the first one good, of course it's the most cooperative one that will.
Nice. And here he'll go straight to the left beside the guardrail. Yeah. And this is an easy one. You just fall off the cliff and
just need to fall far enough, otherwise you get respawn where we got respawn earlier.
There you go.
And here you skip a whole section. Like you need to go around. There was another cut here before that is a bit slower than doing that, where you would just go straight in the powder snow and like you have a narrow gap you could fit in. But since you go really slow on this powder snow, it's just better to send yourself off the cliff and get the good respawn. But of course it's the respawn that is, like the flip that is normally the easiest, of course it's the one that didn't cooperate. When you get the hard one perfectly, of course you...
I hope that barrier one will cooperate with you. Was it on the next stage?
It's on stage 4,
oh, stage 4,
one more stage. Since those flip kinda damage the car, I will take gearbox and turbo repair here.
Yep, the 1 frame repair.
Yeah, because turbo is the second one in the list, so it's also not a big time loss to get it.
Like you lose acceleration?
Yeah, if you don't take turbo, yeah, you lose a bit of acceleration. But it's crazy how many different damage, like parts you can damage. Like you have like body, suspension.
Yeah, it's pretty diverse for a game from 2000. Yeah.
Yeah, they really pushed it. And even like the visual damage, I think it's looking pretty good for a game of this era.
Yeah.
It looks a bit exaggerated. Like even though your car is fine, it will appear completely destroyed.
Yeah, yeah.
Like right now, my car is fine, even though like the glasses are
bumper
broken.
On the back is a bit bent on the right side.
Yeah. Like mechanically it's fine, but it looks
a bit damaged.
Yeah, it looks quite damaged. Yeah. So here there's cuts through the trees here. It can be tricky.
Oh, was it the one with the bush?
No, here, yeah, we just climb here and then it's a bit blind.
Oh yeah, right.
Fine. And yeah, this saves a few seconds. And yeah, as usual, stage 3 is shorter.
Yep.
The only exception so far was France, where the stage 3 was still pretty long. And yeah, at the end of stage 3, and yes, there's an interesting glitch on stage 4, a wall clip, which actually makes the Seat, even with the bonus cars in the picture, for this stage the Seat is the fastest car in the game, because there's 3 cars in the game faster than the Seat, 3 bonus cars, but they cannot do the wall clip we are going to do here, and it saves like 15 seconds if done correctly. So yeah, no way to compensate by having a faster car. Like yeah, the 3 bonus cars that can outpace the Seat are the 205 we already mentioned, fastest car in the game. The MG Metro, that is another Group B, and the Lancia Delta from the 90s.
Oh good.
You're fine. Just a small incident. You can cut here through on the left as well, this corner. Yeah, but it's not really faster. Like it's
and
a
end
lot,
up here.
Yeah, it's a lot harder, and it's like it's not faster. It's pretty much equal.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's pretty difficult, so I'm not going for that.
Are there any actually out of bounds that are intermediate or expert only, but you don't see them on the stages on Novice?
There's a few of them, yeah, but there's less research that got put into intermediate and expert. Novice is by far the most popular category.
We are at the moment where he should wall clip. He'll turn around and he'll try to go in reverse.
And I mean, yeah.
Good job.
It's like you get stuck in between 2 walls, so you get pushed into the wall, and you can. You can clip, and now we need to get back inbounds,
which should be pretty easy. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, with this setup, it's
pretty easy. Just wall cut, yeah.
Yeah, you just hug the wall like that, and fine. Here we also help ourselves with the powder snow to get more turning.
Yep.
And this is where we have the super tiny bushes that have hitboxes of concrete walls.
Concrete walls. Yeah. The here one on the right.
Yeah, and here one on the left. Like the very small one. Maybe you barely saw it. Well, you better do because. Because it's a concrete wall. Yeah, it would dead stop you.
Come to a dead stop.
Yeah, even though like it's smaller than like your bumper.
Got a lot of 2000s game programming.
Yeah. Yes, there's usually no in between. It's either you go through or it's a concrete wall.
Yeah, or sticking out corners like good old black box games.
Yeah. There's a few sticking hitboxes
here as well.
Yeah, especially on Italy, like the rails. Sometimes, like when you get to the very end of the rail. The hitbox comes back. So if you hit the very edge of the rail, you will.
So now we have Super Stage Sweden.
Yeah. So Prage for hitbox.
Prage that hitbox is cooperating. Usually, Dory man. But usually, as he mentioned, Kenya is the worst because the AI is kind of keeping up a bit because it's mainly straight on Kenya. So if you miss it, it can be really tight.
Yeah. Kenya. Because you need to be in the top 6 of the rally to continue the run. So on the other rallies, it's not a big issue because on Novice the AI is really slow. Plus we are doing out of bounds, so we are like minutes ahead.
Yep.
But on Kenya, it's hard to. Okay, we got it. But yeah, Kenya is really straightforward, so you cannot pull away that much from the AI.
And now we travel all the way to the other side of the world,
yeah.
in good old Australia.
Yeah, so yeah, not very close from
Yeah.
Sweden, yeah. But yeah, off to Australia we go, so no... yeah, I consider that a run is a run once you got past Sweden,
Yeah.
because of all these out of bounds that can cost you a lot of time.
And Australia and Kenya are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, they don't have like any major like RNG or glitch.
They're like the chill part of the
Yeah,
run.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You still need to be careful, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In Australia, the driving is still quite challenging, but at least it's only up to driving.
Yeah.
And like if you, like once you know the stages well, there's still like not much time swing unless you make a critical mistake. And yeah, and then Kenya will be the, like in my
The most chill part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the least interesting.
Okay, small cut here.
Cut here.
Nice.
Yeah, we still have here. We still have a few like minor cuts we need to be careful about, but yeah, nowhere near what we got on Sweden. It's still one of the most enjoyable rallies to drive, in my opinion. Australia is feels really good. So yeah, it's fully gravel as well.
Yep, it's
I mean,
fully
at least
gravel.
for novice, like I think there's a few part of asphalt
Yeah.
in intermediate and expert.
Yeah, there is.
But
yeah.
on the novice stages,
It's only gravel,
it's
yeah.
only gravel. Yeah.
There is one out of bounds. Was it on stage 4? I think.
Yes, there's an out of bound on stage 4, but it's
really risky.
Yeah, it's IL only. Only the world record holder Matic was able to do it,
And
he only
even
did
he
it in
doesn't
IL.
know how exactly he does
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He only did it in IL, and he only got it like a handful of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too inconsistent for full runs, and it's also one of those cases where if you don't get it, there's no
Run is
backup,
dead.
and the
Yeah.
run is dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this rally is really enjoyable. Like it's really like up and down, interesting layouts, interesting corners.
Yep.
Nice landscape as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that Australia has a lot of the gates.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It has a lot of them actually.
Yeah, there's a few of them in the UK as well.
Yep. Yeah. I guess it's a British thing.
Yeah. In the next stage, there will be a railway as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Middle
train
of it.
track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another gate.
Yeah, another gate. Well, a bit wide.
Listen to my calls.
And here through the bushes we go.
No concrete bushes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Listen to my calls, cousin.
If we have any donations, that would be not a bad
Yeah.
time, I guess.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Thank you very much. We've had a $10 donation come in from Pikaflu, who says, for the perfect pronunciation by Skenme, and I'm assuming you mean for Bishoju Senshi Sailor Moon, the character choice, and that's another $10 towards the Sailor Mars character choice there, and another $10 towards the No Death clipping in Unreal Return to Napali. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the donations.
So yeah, stage 2 can be a bit tricky because towards the end of the stage there are the rocks on the side of the road, and even though some of them are pretty small, there are still concrete walls.
Yep.
So yeah, they damage the car a lot and they make the car flip very easily. So yeah, we need to be tricky. There's even a few corners, if I turn in too hard, I can flip the car as well. It happened in one of my...
Yeah, especially on those
Yeah,
rocks
those-
on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much again for the.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. It's so much fun.
Vivek's working overtime here.
Oh, there's the train.
Yeah, there's a train. He's not moving, sadly. And here we can go over this rock over there.
This is one of the few spots where you can put longer gearbox, but the rest of the rally doesn't make up for it, I guess.
Yeah, in intermediate and expert, there's also a stage where you do both ways, like forward and reverse, and there's like a super long straight.
Yeah.
But it's only intermediate and expert only.
Where are you going, man?
Triple caution!
Slightly hit the fence, luckily it doesn't punish too much. Yeah, on this corner you can flip by getting too much angle. It happened on one of my runs practicing
Really?
before this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm turning too hard in this left corner and I did like 2 barrel rolls without hitting anything. Like. So here small cut as well.
Nice.
Yeah, be careful about the rocks.
I am triple.
And last corner.
The screaming one always gets me, man. Double caution jump.
So yeah, off to stage 3 we go. Yeah, there's quite a risky cut near the end, which is quite funny. And then stage 4 will be, I think, my most enjoy the stage to drive.
You like stage 4 the most?
Yeah, I think it's my favorite stage in the run.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Australia as a casual play back in the day as well as a kid. I really liked Australia rally.
So yeah, the time difference you see in the bottom left is the gap to the fastest AI of the
Yep.
stage. So yeah, in Novice, most of the time it will be like a pretty big gap because AI is really slow in Novice.
Yep, as you can see, 10 seconds
Yeah,
until
after
the second checkpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, the difficulty scaling in games of the time is like, we feel like it's not progressive difficulty like in modern games. Like you only have 3 difficulties and the gap is enormous between all 3 levels. Because like in intermediate, the AI is kind of decent, and actually on expert, it's pretty fast. Like for a casual player, it's pretty difficult to play on expert. Like if you go blind into the stages, the AI, even if you drive well, the AI will keep up with you.
Yep. And how is expert Kenya? Do they really keep up on expert?
Yeah. It's actually difficult to pull off the
super stage?
The super stage. I think even like Viper, who has the right. Oh, he got beaten, but yeah, I think Viper like told me he doesn't go for.
On
or at least
expert?
doesn't always go for the super stage disqualification on Kenya because
It's really risky, yeah.
Yes, the penalty is risky. You need to have a good Kenya.
Really good
beforehand.
Kenya, yeah. There we go. Nice.
Yeah, here you can help yourself with the wall there.
Yep.
And here I guess the skips they anticipated, so yeah, they put a concrete wall and a concrete bush as well. Like yes, they block
when
the
you
cut.
have bushes, man. Come on. Be different.
Yeah, like Yazan mentioned, some of these bushes are solid and some are not, and they share the same texture sometimes. Sometimes they share the same texture, so you really have to know which one is solid.
Specific one, yeah.
Even like if you end up in a spot where you're not supposed to drive normally, sometimes like you can even get caught off guard, like, oh, this one is solid or is not, because it's not a spot where
I know what I'm doing. Shut up.
So yeah, last stage in Australia, in my opinion, the best stage in the game to drive. It's yeah, pretty long but really diverse, like quite a big diversity of corners, of elevation changes, of landscapes as well.
And this one has the tighter through the forest, I think, right?
Yeah, and it has also a cut where we go on the river as well. And it has actually it has a small is there a tarmac in Australia, Novice?
Oh yeah, right, it's that
bit.
small section, the 90-degree corner.
Yeah, coming up there, like
Yeah.
2 corners only.
Yeah, it's really small, yeah.
The entry?
Yeah, here, yeah.
Or is it
here.
can be a bit tricky?
Oh, nice. Left. Oh. Nice. In the gates again.
So here we can go quite fast in this section, even though it's a bit twistier. And the next corner, I'll try to do it. It's what Dutchy called the NASCAR cut, because you go like.
Oh, it's like on the virage.
It's
like an oval.
Yeah, that wasn't optimal, but yeah, you go like in the banking and you can go.
Optimally, it's actually like the oval.
Yeah. You go like the full banking, and it allows you to make the corner faster because the banking helps you turning. So here
there's go for the river. Yep.
Yeah. Up to the trees.
No concrete walls.
Yeah, no concrete walls, and we're through. Here it's more of a narrow part. The hitboxes of these rocks, like since it's there's a lot of angles.
Yep.
It can be a bit tricky. Like if you clip those edges with a lot of angles, you will like the car might have a unexpected
behavior.
Bounce.
Yeah.
On Italy, it will be also the case with a lot of walls like that. Oh yeah, in this section specifically, the co-driver always announces it like way too late. So in the casual Yeah, if you don't know the stage in advance, you will you're likely to go in the trees because like the co-driver will always call it too late.
No,
Yeah.
cousin, listen to my calls.
You're not
Listen.
listening, cousin. Pay attention.
'Cause, yeah, even with the vanilla co-driver, like the calls can be a bit inconsistent in this game.
Yeah,
For sure,
yeah.
it's not as good as in modern rally games.
I remember yesterday when you gave Riggy to play, he said that what he would like is the co-driver to announce a bit earlier.
Yeah, yeah, and you cannot change the timing of the co-driver. In modern rally games, you can. Like you have a setting to put like the call
Oh, really?
earlier or
A
later.
response
yeah.
time. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How early you or late you want them, but in this game it's not an option. That
And we're done with Australia.
yeah. So yeah, here we go to Kenya, the only rally where we are gonna use longer gears.
Plus one, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus one.
+1 gears.
Go.
And we start on asphalt, but it's mostly gravel.
Mostly gravel, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of tarmac only.
Yeah, yeah, it's like 15-20% tarmac maybe at most.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll see on stage a bit of stage 3 and then on stage 4.
Yeah, Kenya is probably the easiest one. Like it's, as you guys can see, it's like super wide.
Yeah.
You have a lot of runoff, it's
Yeah.
like leeway to go left or right,
Yeah.
and it's mainly straights. You have good jumps and corners as well, but there's one section where there's like the one that's going downhill and then uphill with the ropes
Yeah.
on the side. That one is the worst, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For the most part, it's probably the easiest rally.
Yeah, the corners are pretty wide. The road is wide. It's not very.
Ironically, the super stage is the sweatiest part of the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because yeah, if you get the issue with the hitbox, it's actually not safe to. It's actually not safe to go back because the way the time penalty work is that the game takes the in-game time, whatever it was when you got disqualified, and it adds 3 minutes to it. So if like you miss the hitbox with the AI and have to turn around to go after him, like every extra time you spend trying to catch him up is extra time, in-game time on the rally. So you're extra likely to not be in the top 6. And as we mentioned, since this rally is so straightforward, the gap to the AI is not that big, and there's no out of bounds as well to put ahead massively from the AI. Like this is pretty much one of the biggest cuts of the rally. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we're like 20 seconds ahead, but I think it's the rally where we pull ahead the most.
Yeah, this corner is a bit tricky because it's jump, and after that you have a 90-degree corner with changing the ground type.
The surface, yeah.
The surface type.
And also the ledge on the inside, you really don't want to
hit it,
because the bounce can be really unexpected.
And it almost can cause you to a dead stop, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or you can do like a 180 on the.
Yeah, you can
other
flip
side.
it. I have seen people flip
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So you kind of want to keep a safety margin towards the apex there.
Yep.
And yeah, that's I guess one of the in this stage it can be tricky because it's the fastest stage.
Yep.
And it's not completely straight. Like you go kind of straight, but it's
a bit swervy.
Yeah, yeah, it's still swervy. And if you clip those ledges, you will most of the time commit a full 180. And because it's a and yeah, since it's a very fast section, it's very costly if you go to complete stop within 180. So yeah, the start of this stage is really, really fast. It's almost straight.
I think chat is enjoying Samir too much.
I mean, they donated for it, so they deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially something in the morning for Europeans to wake you up.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah.
You thought that it's going right.
Yeah. I kind of brain lagged there.
Listen to my calls, cousin.
Wake up,
you dolts.
Yeah, I actually got a bit lucky because the ledge was very forgiving to me. Yeah, I said earlier that
you could have flip, right?
Yeah, or go like or do a 180 on myself, but yeah.
Flipping is worse, right?
Yeah. Flipping is worse because like you pick up damage
and you have to wait to restart.
Yeah. So this is a tricky section.
The rocks.
Earlier.
Yep. Oh, okay, nice.
Okay, it's fine.
And also like the color change of the gravel, it can actually lie to you that you should go to the right or to the
Yeah,
left, but
yeah, yeah.
it's swerving.
Yeah, and like yeah, going into the darker gravel, it loses a bit of acceleration, but it's not.
Nothing major.
Yeah, it's not major. It's still worth it to cut through it. Like it's not like if you play Trackmania 2020, you have this kind of like dirt and darker dirt, and here's the difference is like insane. Like if you go in the darker dirt, you lose like 80% of your acceleration. Here it's not the case. You can kind of drive on it. It's really minor. The difference is minor enough for you to prioritize the line over the racing line over which surface you drive on.
Also, I should mention that Cousin is running this on controller. However, he's not using the analog stick to steer, because the way the mechanics of this game work, it's the best to use digital inputs instead of analog inputs for steering. So
same for throttle and braking.
yeah, you either use the D-pad to steer on controller, or most people just use keyboard.
Yeah.
Just run the game with keyboard.
Yeah, it's only Viper and me actually
Who use controller.
who use controller with D-pad. Yeah, because on paper it's inconvenient. Like keyboard is objectively slightly better.
Have a bit of karma. Yeah.
Yeah, but D-pad is still like very much viable because like you had no disadvantage, and yeah, I'm completely unable to play a game on keyboard. So like my brain.
Stage 3 being short as always,
usual,
52 seconds.
And as often stage 4 is reverse stage 1, like it was on Finland.
Yep.
And it will be also the case in the UK. But it won't be as noticeable because on UK stage 4 there will be an out of bounds that is not possible on stage 1.
Yeah. The river one, right?
Yeah.
You just cannot go there, or what?
Yeah. Actually, even if you like go to the end of stage 1 and try to do the stage 4 out of bounds, yeah, you can do it, but then you have a wall that is solid that is not on stage 4.
Cannot go back in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think you can, but like you need to go much further.
So by that time you lose time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so strange that in the stage where it doesn't matter, it's a concrete wall and you can go through on the stage that matters. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's very convenient.
Yeah. So on this stage you have a lot of very similar corners. Sometimes it's hard to exactly tell at what part you are.
Yep.
And so yeah, sometimes climbing this ledge can be a bit tricky as well. And yeah, the bushes I went through, you can only go through in this direction. That's why when I did the same cut on stage 1, I went like super far to the right.
All right.
Because even though like most of those bushes were had no hitbox, this one for some reason has a hitbox on the other side. So
okay.
Yeah, this one would be a concrete wall on stage 1, so that's why you have to go like much further to the right. So yeah, we're gonna get back on asphalt pretty soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, then the finish line is near. And there's still one tricky corner because it's pretty tight, like it closes in a lot, and if you go too wide, you exit the tarmac bit, and then like the understeer just snowballs if you end up like on the outside on the gravel. But here it was fine. And off to super stage we go.
Yeah, now it's the big parade
time.
Yeah,
it's big parade.
Big parade.
Because yeah, I have a like if I get the hitbox, I have a backup to not risk not being in the top 6, but it will lose me like a minute and a half. So hopefully
if he doesn't hit the AI, he will just follow the AI until the end.
Yeah, I will just sit behind the AI and drive the stage normally. Because I don't if I don't get into the top 6 of the rally, I need to restart Kenya.
Yeah, which loses almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it would be like almost a mercy kill.
Yeah.
So
should be overestimated.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully I don't have to go for the backup, because even then, like, it's a pretty big time loss.
Torino.
Yeah.
Is it here?
Yeah,
it's here.
Here.
Come on. No! Yeah, nice. And now Italy for probably the most technical rally.
Yeah, it's a driving-wise, it's the hardest rally in the run. You can really make big difference between runners. Like the skill gaps, it's where it truly shows. Because yeah, it's pretty much harder France, to be honest. Like the corners are tighter. It's the same idea, but the corners are even tighter, even more blind.
Yeah, and this rally is 100% asphalt.
Yeah. And also like those walls, like they have a lot of angles, so in some places they can really mess you up. You can really get unexpected bounces.
Like I would say both the UK and Italy are the most technical, but in their own aspect.
Yeah, they're quite different. Yeah, and as I mentioned, yeah, they probably try to make this by order of difficulty.
Yeah.
Except Kenya, then I don't really get it why
Yeah.
it's there.
It should be the first one. Probably.
Maybe they just made it like just to make it more diverse, make it like not making similar rallies close to each other.
Yeah.
Perhaps they did it like that. But yeah, because usually Finland is in the summer, so halfway through the season, and meanwhile Sweden should be early on. And I think Italy and France are like close to each other.
Yeah.
In real life in the calendar. Yeah, and when it comes to Italy, so this is based off the San Remo rally. So pretty close to the French border actually.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole historical rally, but Italy doesn't go there anymore. Now it's a gravel rally, I think, in real life in recent years in Sardinia.
It's in Sardinia.
Yeah, but this was still San Remo times. Yeah, the other rally that moved location was actually Sweden. It still looks similar with snow, but the one you saw here is supposed to be near Karlstad, and now it moved up. Like a few years ago, it moved up several kilometers, several hundred kilometers up north. Because of climate change, actually, there's not enough snow in Karlstad in January anymore, so yeah, they had to move a few hundred kilometers up.
One of the skips for Italy.
Yeah, hopefully I will get it.
What he'll do is at the start line, he'll go a bit ahead, and now he'll turn right, and he'll try to first try. Nice.
Yeah, it's not over yet though. I can flip here.
It's all good. I trust you.
Okay,
there we go.
That was we're through. You can also get the wrong respawn here, but this should be fine.
Let's see.
Be careful to not pick up damage.
Oh,
okay, got it. Yeah.
Nice. Saves around 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He got it first try. And what's interesting is that there's possibility to rain, and if it does, he will no go for it, because there's not enough grip to make it up.
Yeah, you don't have enough traction on the wet grass to make it up the hill. Perhaps it's possible, but like it's really difficult, and I never pulled it off. So, like even if it's possible, like it's just not worth it. It's too hard. So you would probably end up losing more time trying to get it than just driving the normal one. Here's small village.
Sorry?
Rio goes through a small village.
Yeah.
With a lot of 90-degree corners.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed those on my playthrough.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna risk it through that. Yeah,
Italy is tight. Italy is really
yeah.
pretty tight.
And yeah, some of those edges can be very unforgiving.
Yeah, you lose traction for a split second and you may end up in a ditch or
Yeah, and those rails, like those gray rails, you really don't want to touch the end of it, the very end of it.
Yeah.
Because there's a sticking out hitbox at the end of it, so you will go to like a complete stop or even like a flip and pick up a lot of damage. You usually get more damage when hitting with something with the front of your car. And the game is a lot more lenient with when you hit something with the back of your car. It's really common for game at the time, I feel like. That somehow there's way more forgiving with the back of your car.
Yep.
And damage-wise, it's also due to your engine being at the front.
Yep.
So you will quickly pick up like engine-related.
There's no rally car with back engine, no?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or at least not in modern time.
Yeah.
I think maybe some Group Bs have rear engine, but could be wrong. At least not from 2000 onwards, for sure not.
I know how to drive.
So here I'll take gearbox just in case. And this is, in my opinion, the hardest stage to drive in the entire game.
Okay.
It's really long, really technical. You can really pull up some big gaps on this stage. Very blind in some places. And yeah, if you know the stage well, you can really like
Make
go
up time.
so much faster on this corner. You, you can save like over 10 seconds just from driving better on the stage.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's actually a small cut here that I got told about last week.
Oh, was it the Duchess Cup?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, shout out to one of the community members, Flying Dutchy.
Yeah. Who told me about this kit. He was doing it for a while, but
He set up an alarm to watch this, so he better watch it.
hopefully I will get this cut 6 ways. It's this cut.
Yep,
And
yep.
the second half, though, I was already doing it before
Nice.
this part. Sometimes it's hard to see, like, since it's uphill and every tree looks the same, it's hard to see where the gap to get back on track is, but here it was very much fine. And also, yeah, in Italy you can get rain, and so far it's completely dry, so...
Prayed for UK.
Yeah, prayed for UK.
UK. Actually, so far, isn't the only wet one we have got was ironically Sweden?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ironically, it was only Sweden so far. That
But actually,
doesn't matter.
it's good that wet
Yeah.
Sweden doesn't matter because you're really likely to get snow on Sweden. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good that it's only visual.
Yeah.
And if we finish underestimate, I will showcase the bug with
On
the
Greece,
weather
yeah.
of Greece. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a snowy Greece.
Yes, the weak Greece.
Here I can cut a bit inside, like that. So yeah, this section, like, it's really technical.
Yeah, it's really
and
tight, yeah.
really hard to remember as well exactly which corner is which. Yeah, those ledges on the inside can be tricky here. I only got a tiny slide, it was manageable. But sometimes you will go like on a straight 180. Here I like to go for that, which was fine. Oh, and actually a decent time for this stage, 2:35 in
Nice.
a full game run. It's pretty decent. And yeah, now into stage 4, where a few weeks ago when I de-rusted for this, I found a new minor cut.
This is the one on the IO that you mentioned?
Yeah. And then it got refined by Matic, the world record holder for this category. It got refined with like a faster version of the cut I found. So yeah, I will hopefully get it right there. It's not a big cut, like it's 1.5, 2 seconds time save. It's coming up here. So you just drive here,
Nice.
then here, and then that's Matic's refined to go here, and back on track.
Nice.
And yeah, you have a lot of minor cuts already on this stage further up the road. There's one coming up here. We're gonna go up. There's rocks behind that we don't see, so we need to be careful about it.
Yeah, I saw them, yeah.
Yeah, I took it
Just go more, stick more to the right, I guess.
Yeah, to be safe. But the thing is, the more you cut, the better it is. But if you cut too much, you're in the rocks.
You hit the rocks, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Then you can cut inside here, but I think it's not worth it. I used to do it, but now I think it's not worth it. Like by just going around, because you have no traction from the grass, sadly.
There are any donations? You can read one.
We have just had a $40 donation coming from SBC Lively Fire 277, who has redeemed one of the cool Here Comes Plum event shirts. Don't forget, SBC, in your email you will have a code that you need to redeem on speedrun.store. So check your emails, get that code, and get your t-shirt redeemed. And thank you so much for your $40 donation to Outsummer Fondon.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, this last section of the stage is downhill, so yeah, quite understeery, quite tricky, pushing those narrow corners. And then there's one more cut coming up, which is not too difficult. It's right here. You just go here.
You're not listening,
Yeah.
right?
Listen to my calls!
So a few more corners to go, and then we are gonna be off to the last rally in the game, the UK.
Nice. Okay, parade for UK.
Yeah, parade for dry UK. Shorter gears, it doesn't really make a difference for dry, but when it's wet, it helps. So yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's heavy rain, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is pretty bad.
You can see the mud straight away.
Yeah, the mud is piling up, yeah, on
Yeah.
the bottom of the car. So yeah, it's mainly mud for the UK, with a few tarmac parts. On like stage 3, especially. And there's a bit of asphalt on this stage as well, stage 1. So yeah, since there's a lot of like narrow, tight corners, plus yeah, and plus mud, wet mud has really low grip. Oh yeah, there's a cut I didn't go for there. I should have. I brain lagged. You could have. I could have went over that hill on the left. My bad. But yeah, you have like low traction as well, so it's really costly to drive in the wet. Like it's a pretty big time loss. And yeah, when you end up on the grass like that, it's even worse. Like you have no traction at all when it's wet.
And UK is 80-ish% mud and 20%
Yeah,
tarmac.
yeah.
That's true in real life as well.
Yeah, pretty
Here we
realistic.
go through that gap, and then we will jump over the below of straws
Nice.
like that. Try to not flip there. And yeah, we save like we need to go like the long way around the normal way if you drive the normal way, so it cuts a good chunk, like 2 corners.
Where are you going, man?
So yeah, this is where you can really see the no traction, like in those hairpins. Like it's really hard to get out of those hairpins in the wet. Actually, here I'm gonna go back on the asphalt part, even though it's not the intended way, because it allows me to skip this chicane and get myself a better angle for this corner, like this. There's a cut here you can go where you can fit through a narrow gap on the right, but it's incredibly difficult. I mean, it's really consistent and you pick up a lot of damage if you fail, so I'd rather not do it.
What are you doing, man? I'm finishing the stage. Okay.
And yeah, as I mentioned, like the game has the license for the cars, but not for the championship or the rallies. So like the AI names are all fictional as well, except for Colin McRae, the man himself. And what's funny is that when they after that there was official games for the WRC franchise that got made. Like I think 1 year after the first game got 1 year after this. And yeah, like they had all the licenses except Colin McRae, who was replaced by a silly name because he had the exclusivity for the Colin McRae franchise. And yeah, the main difference then was that the Colin McRae games were good and the WRC games were garbage. Even though they were trying to do the same thing.
Actually, I think your pace is not that bad, actually.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good pace.
But at least 118, I think.
I just hope it's not PB because I couldn't submit it because of the Samir.
Oh, you cannot?
Yeah, because it's a
it's a mod.
technically a mod,
It's technically a mod. Yeah, sadly, yeah. Yeah, we're very strict with.
Here we can go inside.
Nice.
This cut.
Don't cut it.
This cut is definitely trickier in the wet because like the grass, the grip on the grass is just terrible on the wet. So 2 more stages to go.
Yeah.
And technically 3. There's a super
stage.
stage.
There's super stage. Yeah.
I'm taking gearbox for safety. Oh, and it's dry.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the longest stage as well, so
it matters the most, I guess.
It matters the most to have it dry, yeah.
And the last one you cut a lot without a bounce, so it matters.
Yeah, the last one it doesn't matter a lot. So also a cut that Dutchy showed me last week.
Yep.
So shout out to Dutchy who put his alarm to watch this run.
You can give a shout out to the guy that helped you with the mod, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I made this voice pack, but I also got help from Fab, who helped me like figure out how to what fight to modify, how to edit them from CMR community, and to Evas, who helped me gathering the voice, like finding out the voice lines, because like the meme video is like 3 minutes, but the whole there are the whole stages, and like it's like nearly an hour of videos to get through.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I had to go through those to like find all the voice lines, and yeah, he helped me a lot with that, and definitely saved me a lot of time and effort.
Dirty content.
Yeah, we're going to an asphalt part, and yeah, there's a really twisty section coming up.
Is that with the roundabout?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the one with the castle.
Yeah, here, yeah.
Here. These white things are concrete walls.
Yeah. They did stop you. Yeah.
Yeah, they do stop you completely. And yeah, and then there's a roundabout a bit further up the road. So yeah, until then, though, the asphalt section is pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Pretty fast. Yeah, here you need actually to listen to the calls, because like otherwise you wouldn't know that it's left and
Yeah.
not right. And yeah, the roundabout is coming up. And yeah, we are gonna
Right through it, yeah.
yeah, we're gonna take it the American way.
What is a roundabout?
So,
Just go straight.
Yeah, what is a roundabout?
To be fair, that's pretty accurate driving for the UK. So.
I mean, yeah, it's actually the right direction to take it.
Yeah,
the
it's
UK.
the UK way to direction, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the opposite way.
They actually kept that much up to detail with the 2000 game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
direction to be in the UK.
Yeah, we drive on the correct side of the
Yeah.
Okay, so only 2 corners left with this stage, and then we're gonna go to the last stage before the
Featuring the biggest out of bounds.
yeah, and yeah, probably the funniest out of bounds showcase.
Yeah.
It's easier than the Greece one though, but don't worry me, I don't fail it. Actually, on my best pace ever, I failed it.
Really?
Yeah, and I lost half a minute.
That's the half a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Which was yeah, pretty heartbreaking. Like I even stopped for a few seconds in disbelief after losing that pace. It still ended up being a PB. So yeah, you can also do, since it's reverse stage 1, you can also do the tight cut into like there's a small gap you can go through the wall, but I'm not going for it because yeah, it's too inconsistent for me. So here you can go here and you can cut right there because there's a gap. For some reason on stage 1 this gap is not there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
Here it's there. And here we're supposed to go right, but we're not
We
going
just
there.
continue, yeah.
Yeah. And here we need, there's two, you can see like there's a texture separation. We need to stay as close to it, but without touching it. And now we got the wrong way message. We can get
You can
back.
go inbounds, yeah.
Yeah, we can go back. It's not really inbound, but you're back on
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, back on the ground at
on the
least.
ground, yeah.
And yeah, and we got
Nice.
it. And yeah, it saves quite a bit, like around a minute.
And now the final super stage.
Yeah, final super stage coming up.
The moment the cutscene activates when he
Yeah.
touches the AI, it's the
Yeah,
timer stops.
time is when the camera changes.
Yeah, when the camera changes, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks quite nice, man. 117.
Yeah, it will be a low 70 unless I get
Yeah,
I get scammed here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's funny
hopefully
that the
Dori-
Samir lines don't exist in Super Stage since there are like no signs.
They do if you go for. It's because I go the wrong way that they don't
Ah,
play.
okay.
But
Ah,
they do
okay.
if you drive the correct.
Oh,
direction.
let's see.
Oh, I messed up.
And
Oh,
time.
time.
Really good time, man. Nice.
Yeah, wow, yeah. It's 17 seconds behind PB. I'm really happy with that. Yeah. And now we are gonna play the fireworks.
Yeah, the fireworks. We have some fireworks. And what's funny is that because he's playing in manual, yeah, you can explain it. Yeah.
Because I play in manual gearbox, this AI is not gonna do what it's supposed to do.
It
because
stays in first gear.
yeah, it stays in first gear, and yeah, it's supposed to drive all the way there.
Yeah.
And oh, actually, the rending distance is too low, so we won't see the fireworks. I'm afraid.
Really?
Yeah, we only. hear
Yeah,
them.
only the sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the reflections, though. You see the
Yeah, because they're supposed to be like all the way there, but doesn't render enough. But yeah, normally you're supposed to drive like all the way to the small castle and be right in front of the fireworks.
Yeah.
But the way it works is that AI drives automatic gearbox. That's how they programmed it. So when you're in manual, the AI is just stuck in first gear.
Yeah. And it doesn't have enough time to go to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
place,
And it's just, you know, programmed to accelerate a certain amount of time and then stop
Yeah.
to be in the right spot. So here it just stops in the middle of nowhere.
And no fireworks.
Again, that feels very much like a lot of UK drivers.
So yeah, thank you very much ESA for showing this run. Oh yeah, I can show it.
Oh yeah, the snowy grease.
Because
we have time. Yeah,
we have time. So we go to single stage.
Yeah, I can explain how it.
Yeah, so we go to Sweden. We pick a light blizzard. Then we go back. We go back to Greece, and we can see there's only 2 weather options.
Yeah.
So if it says I haven't picked any because I haven't touched anything. So
Yeah.
if I launch the stage like that.
Snowy Greece. Snowy Greece.
Now we have snowy Greece. So yeah, thank you very much ESA for accepting this game. Yeah, it's hard to get racing games into marathons, and ESA always has gave room for racing games, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Whether if it's with me or with other runners, we have plenty of racing game runners in the ESA community, and yeah, that's great to see, and yeah, thank you very much for that, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this run as much as I did, because yeah, it was a blast for me.
Yeah, with some your voice lines.
Yeah, and thank you again for making that incentive. It made that run so much more fun.
Much more fun. Yeah, thank you for having me as a commentary as well, and for doing the run. It was
thank you
really
for
nice.
joining me. Yeah, and
really nice.
yeah, shout out to the Colin McRae community. A lot of people. Yeah, some of them are in the chat. I can see them. So yeah, Farron, Matic, Viper, Dutchy. Yeah, thank you a lot, guys. Zola. Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for being part of this community. It's great, and yeah, definitely a reason why I dedicated so much to this game.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cousin and Sliven, and shout out to McRae-a-thon as well.
Yes,
absolutely. The racing game dedicated marathon that happens.
Yep.
One last donation comes in, a $10 donation from Aussie Boy, who says, GG Cousin and hello gang. So thank you so much for your $10 donation. I'm going to throw you back to Jesper at the hosting station.